Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to another F1 Manager Challenge Mode video. And tonight we are on race 2 of our second season. We're heading to Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We had a decent start to the season. Our car is definitely better than last year. Our drivers have definitely improved, but they do still need a little bit of work, and what could have been a really good result turned out to be a decent result. But we did get both cars in the points, I think, or did we not? No, actually, I don't think we did. I think we only got one car in the points, didn't we? Yeah, Freddie just missed out on the points. But yeah, we have some pace in the car. We have some upgrades along the way. Coming in the next couple of races, and yeah, this is going to be a very interesting race because we still don't know exactly where the pace is in the car. And there was a lot of DRSing in the first race. The field stayed very close together in big chunks for a lot of the race, and while Max just ran off and absolutely steamrolled over everybody, everyone else stayed quite close together. So we're still not entirely sure where we are. I think we might see a bit more of that in this race with those 3 back-to-back DRS sections. But that first sector, I think, is going to determine, how close the field stays together. If the field stays close in the first sector, then we're going to have lots and lots of long trains for the rest of the lap. If the first sector really does break up those trains, then we could see some interesting racing. We'll have to see how it all goes. How are you doing, guys? Farah and Packins, Mr. Water, good to see you all. So let's jump straight in and see what we need to do before the next Grand Prix. Calendar-wise, we've dealt with our emails already. Our car currently, as you can see, looking very, very good in terms of downforce, pretty good in terms of speed, very good in terms of acceleration, and our DRS performance is nice and strong. We are working on our brake cooling and our engine cooling. That is something that we desperately need to get on top of. It was very bad in the first race or at the start of the season. It is coming along quite nicely. In terms of developments, we've got some new side pods coming for this Grand Prix, and then we also have a new chassis and a new front wing along the way as well. Let's see, no points for either of our drivers yet. Same with our staff. Facilities, we've already done our 2 car development facility upgrades for the season. So we just need to make sure that we stay on top of our other departments now. Our team hub is going to need a refurb pretty soon, but it's not too bad. It'll probably go just before Melbourne, I think. And then we're okay through here. The helipad, oh, actually that does need an upgrade, doesn't it? Or a refurb. Let's do that now. And we'll advance some time. Yeah, evening Anthony, good to see you. There are the side pods. Let's get those manufactured and onto the car. And see how much of an upgrade they're going to give us. So they're going to give us a little bit of an upgrade to low-speed cornering performance, improve our DRS slightly. Our dirty air performance is going to improve across all 3 levels, and we are going to get a nice little boost on engine cooling as well. Very nice indeed. That'll make our engines a little bit more resistant to thermal wear. It means they should last longer before we have to start swapping them over. So where does that put our car now in terms of cooling? It's improved us 2 places on the grid, so we've gone from 17th to 15th. That's pretty good. Although our top speed has dipped ever so slightly. That might be as a result of the change of side pods. I don't think any other team will have brought any upgrades for this Grand Prix. They don't normally, so let's get our performance targets done. Quali position, the incentive is one in the top 14. We'll easily do that. I think we might have a chance of Q3 again with one car, and we'll get both into Q2. Finish position 2 in the top 14, we should easily manage that. I'm not going to go for the fastest lap because I just don't think we're going to have that pace. If Max performs anything like he did in Bahrain, he's going to walk this Grand Prix as well. He could absolutely steamroller everybody this season. So there we go. Let's go to the Grand Prix.
Formula One is back. Welcome to one of the fastest circuits on the calendar here at Jeddah. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is about to kick off, and the atmosphere here is electric. The Jeddah Street Circuit has one of the fastest average speeds, as well as the most corners of any track on the calendar. Good high-speed downforce is going to make life in the fast lane a little easier for drivers here this weekend. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. The competition is on.
Well, what do you know? We've got perfect weather at Jeddah. Who knew? Who knew that was going to happen? I would just love the opportunity to try running this as a wet race, just to see how chaotic it would be. Right, we are not swapping any parts. We don't need to. We are going to have to obviously do a little bit of car part work because we've got new side pods, so the car knowledge is back down to 75% again. But that's not too bad. Let's look at some setups. Let's just confirm where the sliders are for each car, and then more extreme on this one. So we'll go with... got a couple of 10.5s. Let's try a 10.5 setup. No, it's not going to be a 10.5, I don't think, even with an 8 on the front. So we'll go 11. I'll go 8, 11, 8, 2, 3.5. Going the wrong way. There we go. And 0.05. There we go. That's that car done. We want to go with 18 laps here, dropping the pace down, and for Freddie we'll go slightly less severe, so we'll try a 10.5 on Freddie's car. I've got a couple to choose from. Let's go with a 7.5 front wing, a 7.3, 3.5 and a 0.05.
Radio check. Radio check.
It's green now.
And there we go, that's both cars out onto the track. Anthony's been spamming the underfloor. It's entirely possible. Yeah, if you spam the underfloor, it does make this game way too easy. But congrats on your impending double championships. Getting those first titles is always nice. So it's something I forgot to do last time, but I am at the end of their second run, or actually maybe at the start of their second run. I'm going to get them to drive normally and just see what kind of lap time they can put in. Even if it's only for a couple of laps, just to get a rough kind of idea of the pace that they've got in the car. Because we're still, as I say, we're still not really sure exactly where the car's pace is. I don't know if we were only in that position because we were able to keep DRS. I mean, we saw that Felipe had some really good pace at one point. Freddie, not sure where he sits.
What's your thoughts on coming in or doing any more?
80%. That means something is not right. It could be the rear wing. It could be the roll bar. We'll have to see. I think it's probably going to be the rear wing. 90% for Felipe. So just a few minor adjustments needed on his car. I was really disappointed today because I didn't realise until I actually started digging through the updates on Twitter that the City Skylines update was only for the original PS4 version, and the remastered won't get the update or the new content until late summer. So a little bummed out by that, but I am still going to start working on a new City Skylines series in the next few days. It just won't be with all the new bells and whistles from the final tour content. However, I have added in some additional DLC since I last did a series, so there will still be new stuff for us to have a look at. Right, I need to change the roll bar. Wow, you know, considering that's at 90%, we're just off on everything. We don't. It looks like we need to change a lot, but we really don't. Let's give that a go. That might be it. And yeah, we do need to go to an 11, as I thought we might need to. The front wing is going to be an 8. It's going to be an 8.2. I'm going to go with that. I think that might be spot on. But yeah, I mean, if you've got the PS4 version, then all of that update content is available now. I got a bit excited because while I was playing Fireteam with my buddies this morning, I got a notification that City Skylines had updated, and when I loaded into the game, I couldn't see any of the new stuff, and then I started thinking, well, maybe it's just hasn't gone live on that particular version yet. So I kept checking to see if there was an update throughout the afternoon, and then when it got to like 4 o'clock and there still wasn't an update, I'm like, something smells a bit off here. And yeah.
We're good to push.
Yeah, copy.
Right, let's see what kind of pace we can actually put in with some clear air. And no restrictions. Oof. Is that it? '13th and 14th. That is a bit of. Oh, no, there we go. Maybe is that a bit of slipstreaming for Drogovic? Is he just not getting a clean run? 8th and 12th now. But we are still a long way off the Red Bulls. Not so far off Hamilton. And Leclerc again, struggling. Look at his pace. I mean, check the tyres. Yeah, Leclerc's on mediums. But yeah, it's a little concerning. We don't quite have as much pace as I was hoping we were going to have in the car by the look of it. Again, it's practice. It's not everything turned up to full. It's not a true reflection. And we don't know how much fuel other cars are running as well. But yeah, not quite as encouraging as I thought it was going to be based on how we were doing in Bahrain. We're up to 96 with Freddie. That's pretty good. Just needs a minor adjustment to get that spot on. All right, Felipe. 98. Oh, that's almost perfect. You wish you could play City Skylines on a PC. Yeah, traffic control is not amazing on consoles. I really hope that we get you know, junction control and stuff like that in City Skylines too. Being able to tell which car drivers which lanes to use. It would make a huge difference. Right, I'm just going to make that one adjustment there and see if that works. We're going to go with 24 laps, I think. Drop the pace. We're going to go with hard tyres in this session. And we are going to go back to watching the pace again. As for Felipe, a smaller adjustment needed. And that could well be it. Is 9 PM the new start time now? Yes, it is. It's something I was thinking about before I had to take the enforced break. But yeah, it just, you know, it starts a little bit earlier. It's mainly just finishing a little bit earlier because these streams, they do go on for anything up to like 3 hours. So it's nice to finish just before midnight at the latest. So we're going to be firmly propping up the timing tables in this session. But again, it's practice. Evening Ruben, evening Corey. Ferrari are definitely looking like they're going to be the third team this season. Looks like Mercedes have pulled off a bit of a coup by snapping up Diego Tondi there.
Actual safety car.
Yeah, go.
Alright, who's crashed?
Sounds like there's been a crash.
Oh, it's Max.
Here's the replay. We're just watching the Red Bull.
Oh, that's a big bounce.
Goodness,
That's a
nobody
puncture.
else was involved. That was a big crash. No! And that was a bitter blow for the team.
Well, if you're going to puncture your tyre, you want to do it on the last corner, not the first. Right, so we've got 100% for Freddie and 99 for Felipe, so we just need to tweak that toe angle a little bit more.
What do you think?
But the cars are now essentially exactly where they need to be. I'm encouraged to see the gap between our two drivers isn't too big. Another crash. I can imagine if it was Max again.
Let's take a look at the replay. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here.
Oh, big lockup.
And that's an off, and a big off.
Don't think he's going to drive into the... Oh, they really need to improve the crash animations for next season. Alright, an excellent session. Two teams have lost the front wing, which could be very helpful when it comes to race day. And we've got our cars perfect. Mr. Barry, oh, very funny. Another crash. Let's have a look who was involved this time. Oh, it's a Ferrari. I can see a Ferrari stopped at the end of Sector 1. Who'd he hit? And where's the replay? Who did Sides hit? That looks like it might be an Alpine. Okay, this is weird. Why is it not clearing them off the track? I want to investigate, but I don't want to risk the game locking up on me again. I've never seen it do this before. This is weird. Right, who's the second? It's Alonso and Alonso and Ocon. One of them's in the pits. I don't know which one. So he's definitely, by the look of it, hit one of the Alpines. Yeah, because that's Stroll, and Zhou is going over the start-finish straight now with Bottas. I don't know which Alpine he's hit. There's the end of the session. Oh, don't tell me it's not going to end the session. It's not going to end the session. Oh, come on. It's Ocon. Ah, this is ridiculous. Oh, there we go. Oh,
This. Looks like Ocon.
finally get the replay. Now we've had the replay, is it going to clear? Session ended like 8 minutes ago. I think we might have to run this session again. Oh,
Now have a watch of this.
no.
Looks like Ocon.
What is going on? This is bizarre. We're going to have to load the autosave and rerun this session because it's just not doing anything. But we do know, as a result of that, what we need to change. That was enough on that car. And that is what we need for this car. So, Max gets a reprieve for the damage that he did to his car, as does Magnussen. And so does Alonso and Ocon.
Radio check. Radio check.
Green light, green light.
Very odd. I've never ever seen it do that before. So we'll just have to run the session again. See what happens. Oh, God, can you imagine if we get the same crashes again? Yeah, very encouraged to see that Vesti and Felipe running pretty much identical cars now in terms of wear and obviously parts and stuff. They are now lapping pretty close. See Vesti getting swallowed up by some traffic at the moment, but there you go. You can see again they're within about a tenth of each other at the moment in terms of lap time. Alright, we've had our first crash. Is that Max? Oh, it's a red flag.
Red flag.
Sorry.
Let's take a closer look. So let's look at this.
It is Max.
There's the crash.
What's he done?
That's going to be a big blow.
Oh, it's Perez, it's not Max. Okay, weather's going to be absolutely fine. Going to drop the fuel load down a little bit. It's probably too much fuel actually, but never mind. This is the first red flag you've seen. Ah, I remember actually. It took me a long time to get my first red flag when this game first came out. Everyone was getting them, and I still hadn't seen one. So in practice, what happens is you just lose the chunk of practice. In quali, it just ends the quali session, and in the race, then it just stops, and you get to restart from the grid with new tyres and change any damage if you've got damage. Why is Vesti so slow? There we go. I was like, oh, why was Vesti going so slow for a lap?
What's your thoughts on coming in or doing any more?
Both cars at 100%, as we expected them to be. And now we've got this weird slowdown glitch again. What? Some very weird stuff's going on in this Grand Prix. What is this going to mean for the race? Very bizarre. Oh, now we've got another crash. Given how much the cars have been bunching up, I'm not surprised there's been a crash.
Sounds like a few cars have crashed. Let's have a look. Now watch this. Here's a
Oh man, look at this. It's just crazy. Oh, bit of pinballing.
Collision.
Yeah, I can see why there's a VSC for that. Albon's out, Schumacher's out. One of the Alpines was involved as well. Alright, anyone have penalties? Just Schumacher. Alright, so we lost a bit of track knowledge as a result of that broken session there. That's okay, we can still do an extended run in this session on the mediums. So let's go with 28 laps of fuel.
Check.
Send them both out. And let's see if we get any more weirdness going on in this session. So far, so good. Are we going to get all the way up? Yes, easily. We're going to get all the way up with our track knowledge. We can pull these guys in a bit early. We can probably pull them in about 10 minutes earlier than their run was going to be. Okay, getting that. One more lap after this one. There we go, let's call them in. And that's us done. We are set up. And no real drama in this session so far. There is still, what, 16, 17 minutes to go. Anything can happen. So we were talking Monday about I was still waiting for news of Alien Dark Descent. A new trailer has now dropped. Dropped yesterday. If you haven't seen it, have a look at it. I'm really excited for that game now. Coming out in June 20th. Single player squad-based RPG. Isometric view. I'm really looking forward to it.
Did somebody spin out there?
I just hope it plays well. I've played too many bad Alien games over the years. I've seen too many bad Alien movies. I always feel optimistic when I see something new, but I'm always very wary that a lot of crap has gone before it. Right, qualifying. Let's see. Yep, we don't need to change anything. Cars are set. Let's go qualify.
Radio check.
Put a little bit of space between our two cars so they don't get in each other's way with dirty air. Let's see what kind of pace we've got. We're going to get clean runs, that's good. Oh, look at that, very close between the two of them. We're faster than Magnussen. We're only just a little bit off Russell. That's encouraging. faster than the Alpines. McLaren qualifying well again. It looks like McLaren might be turning things around this season. In pretty much every career play that I've gone through, McLaren have always kind of just stayed at the back of the grid. I mean, it's still early days in the season, but it'd be great to see them actually a bit higher up than normal. It'll add a bit more competition for us. So both our cars comfortably through into Q2. We'll do a scrub run at the start, and then we'll do a new tyre set at the end.
Radio check.
Let's hope we get a clean run. Perez getting in Vesti's way a little bit there, and Felipe as well. There we go, new tyres on. I think we'll make the top 10 with Drugovic. I'm not so sure about Freddie. Alright, here we go. To get into Q3. Should see improvements from both drivers here. I'll be worried if they don't improve. They're on brand new tyres. So here come the McLarens across the line. Oh wow, look at Ricciardo's improvement there. Getting a slipstream off the back of his teammate. Okay, where's Felipe going to qualify? Is he going to get the top 10? As Freddie comes around the last corner. 9th. Okay. What about Freddie? Can he just squeeze in? No. He's a 10th off. Just over a 10th off. That's not too bad. It's close. It's very close. I mean, if you look here, we're looking at what? From third down, we're talking 0.3 of a second. 3.5 tenths separating third to 13th. That's close. That's very close. Right, final qualifying session. We'll do a scrub run and then we'll see where we are.
Radio check. Radio check.
Okay, should be green now.
Okay, a little off. Let's see what fresh tyres will do for us. Going to sit on the back of Ricardo, see if we can get a little bit of a tow. And if he can get a tow off the back of the Ferrari as well, that could make things very interesting. I don't normally go out with the rest of the train. I normally like to leave a little bit of a gap, because if there's a yellow flag in front, then it's going to affect my lap, but we'll see how it shakes out on this one. We're not as close as I'd like to be to Ricardo. Hopefully we're close enough on the back half of the circuit. I switched the view and then I looked at the comments and I saw you were requesting an onboard view. Well, it's not quite onboard, but I like this view. Yeah, we're not close enough to get the slipstream off Ricardo, but it means we won't get dirty air as well. We are down slightly in the middle sector. That's a bit of a disappointment. And we do improve by 0.3 nearly, but it's not enough to change our position, but it's very close though. Look at that, between Sights and us. Well, even Russell as well, look. 129.6. All the way down to there, to 9th. To 129.7. That's less than 1/10 of a second. That's 96 hundredths of a second separating 3rd through 9th. So, yeah, that suggests that maybe the field is that close. And the Red Bulls are just mighty. Look how far ahead. We're a second off Max. And then he's 0.4 ahead of Sergio, who's 0.5 ahead of Russell. Yeah, the Red Bull is going to be mighty this season by the look of it.
Welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last-minute checks are being made.
There was some good work from Aston Martin during the qualifying session, and they will go to the grid full of confidence. We saw a reasonably good qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they certainly have a good chance to capitalize during the race. and the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect weather for teams and drivers alike to show us what they're capable of.
Well, this is certainly going to be a challenging but no doubt exciting race here in Jeddah.
They really need to think about changing some of their intro material as well. The sun is shining. That's great. It's a night race. We're not going to see the sun. It just doesn't make sense. I think, in terms of strategy, I'm going to start on the hards. Because if the field is as tight as I think it's going to be, then running on the mediums at the start could be a waste, because we just might not be able to actually utilise the pace of those tyres. So I think if we can start on the hards and stay with the field, then that will help us out quite a bit. I'm going to take one lap of fuel out, because there is definitely a risk of us getting lapped in this Grand Prix given the pace of the Red Bulls. And I am going to go a little aggressive off the line with both tyres and battery, just so when we're in those side-by-side situations in the opening couple of corners, we've got a chance of actually completing the move or keeping the position, maybe even gaining, who knows. We are going to be slower off the line with the hard tyres compared to medium runners.
Clear skies tonight, with the drivers having now arrived at their grid positions. Taking a look at the Aston Martin. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. There's the second Aston Martin. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them.
Hi there, Simulator YouTuber.
The race start is mere seconds
Welcome to the
away.
stream.
We're now moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
I'm seeing a lot of mediums in front of us there. A few hards as well.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Yeah, we got jumped by Ricardo. That's what I was expecting. But this is why I went for the ERS off the line. Maybe we can reclaim that position. Yes, we can. Excellent. So,
Currently P9.
back into neutral.
Yeah,
Freddie
take it easy.
side by side with Alonso.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
He's not going to be able to do anything, so let's calm him down.
Drop back a bit.
Perfect.
Freddie's going to be stuck for a little while. And so's Felipe, but we just want to keep pace in this opening section. As we saw in Bahrain, we're going to get a lot of the field just staying bunched up for a good chunk of this race, because the field is so close. We're going to have to be opportunistic, I think. We're going to have to look for those opportunities to try and sneak a position and then just eke our way through the field where we can. Because it's going to be almost impossible for us to get a pass done just using DRS. Because everyone's going to have DRS. Even Jeremy. So I'm expecting to see Verstappen just sprint away into way off into the distance. He's already 2 seconds ahead after one lap. Perez needs to get back past Russell if he wants any chance of not finishing a billion miles behind his teammate again. it worth turning down the tyres while bunched up? If I was on the mediums, I would probably turn the pace down a little bit. On the hards, no, because we've got mediums in front. So if I start, while we've got a couple of hards in front of us, we've also got mediums as well. So
DRS will be
we
active.
want to make sure that we stay with the pace. And if there's a break between some cars, you can see Bottas is starting to run the risk, although he manages to close up into braking there. We want to make sure that if a gap does appear, we can immediately try and capitalise on that and push to get get into that gap. So you can see there's a gap potential forming between Ricciardo and Gasly. Keeping my eye on that. Let's jump onto Freddie. And there's another potential gap between Bottas and Norris. Bottas and Leclerc as well. And there you see Gasly has now dropped out of DRS. Did he close up enough under braking? I don't think he did. Don't see the DRS open on his car. He's going to get overtaken by Alonso here. So we want to try and make sure we're in a position to have a crack at this as well. See if Alonso's got more pace than Gasly. We don't want to be stuck behind two squabbling cars if we can avoid it. Bottas also now about a second behind. So let's up the pace a little bit now.
Use energy.
Yeah, got it.
So we can find a way through with both cars. It's going to be tricky trying to manage them both at the same time. Bottas is vulnerable. The ideal result would be for us to be able to follow Norris through here. This will work. Can we get Bottas as well? Oh, it's close.
Good job.
Okay, we couldn't get Bottas as well, but we are tucked up behind him now, so we'll just go back into neutral. Gasly's got back past Alonso. We need to see if we can squeeze past now.
Energy if you need it.
Got it.
Alright, here we go. This is the all-important overtake potential. Drogovic is through, which is what we wanted. Oh, Freddie's going to jump them both here.
Stay cool, man. You're doing a
Oh,
good
maybe
job.
not. He's just going to get one of them. But again, that's what we wanted.
Position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Oh, Felipe got overtaken again. Damn it.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a
Hoping
place.
we could have stayed ahead. Never mind. We'll try and get a little bit more battery in the car. We've got to be wary we don't get repassed by Norris. And you can see we're only a second and a half down the road with Freddie. So if we can get Freddie
We just
past
need to charge up.
Gasly with a nice little bit of DRS, we've got a chance of getting onto the back of the two McLarens and joining this queue here. I'm hoping that the DRS will negate the lack of battery deployment. Oh, we're even going to make a move by the look of it. Yes, we are. Can we complete the move?
Good job.
Yes, we can. Excellent.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
We couldn't with Freddie. But again, you can see how close the field is. You know, after 7 laps, you've got this little train behind Russell, who's obviously slower than Perez, who's holding Perez up, but everyone else behind Russell is lapping at a pretty similar pace, or has a similar pace potential to Russell, if not slightly higher, slightly lower. And so you've got a small group at the front, and then you've got us 3 seconds behind, leading another little train that's only 2 seconds ahead of this little train. And then 3 seconds back to Zhou, 3.5 seconds. It's a compact field. We're going to lose out to one of the McLarens. We're going to get boxed in. Oh, don't tell me they're both going to get us. They are. Oh, that sucks. And we still haven't managed to get past Gasly. This is what happens when you try and charge your battery. Should have been more alert to that. May as well continue charging it, seeing as we're at the back of this little train again. Oh, we're going to lock up. Is that behind us? It is. It's one of the Williams at Zhou. Zhou's locked up.
They've locked up and gone straight on. Let's see what happened there. Let's take another look. There we have Joe. And this, yes, there, that's the lockup.
Well, he kept it out the wall.
The team are really disappointed with that.
Oh, Bottas has been passed by both
Energy's
McLarens.
Copy.
McLaren are definitely looking very punchy this season. It's good to see Danny Rick having a car that is capable of getting points. Speaking of, we are not in the points at the moment. We've got to be in the top 8 for points this season, so got to be wary of that, but we're not too far off. We're only just outside at the moment. We're in that train that is points. Freddie almost out of DRS range. Might have to stop charging him pretty soon. We are about ready to charge up Felipe now, or stop charging Felipe. There we go.
Got loads of energy.
Copy.
Let's see if we can close that gap into Gasly a little bit. That's
Use energy
borderline.
if you need.
Rather not run the risk.
Copy.
I don't think we made it. Not for this zone anyway. We'll make it for the next one. There we go. Coming under a little bit of pressure from Alonso.
This is good. Come on.
Felipe not quite able to make the move there. But now that we've got good battery in Vesti's car, we can actually try and push him past Gasly and try and sprint him onto the back of Felipe. Which is what we're going to do.
Use energy.
Okay, copy.
So we just need to push now.
Yeah, copy.
I think we might just have got DRS there as well. I hope we did. Yes, we did. Excellent. That's exactly what I needed. So that will give us the ability to pull away from Gasly here, and also, if we can keep pushing for a lap,
Martin with a great play there.
break away
They've
from him
moved up a
completely
place.
and get onto the back of our teammate. just like that. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Keep pushing a little bit longer just to make sure that we stay within range. Perez has now got ahead of Russell. Can he break away?
Back off.
Copy.
See if we can try and sneak our way through here. We can get a good run. Bottas is going to make a move on both McLarens here. And he has to back out under braking. I think we have potentially got a little bit more pace than Ricciardo, at least with Felipe. It's just getting him to the point where he can actually try and do something with it. Let's give Felipe... Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Someone's locked up in Sector 2. It's Schumacher.
Is that a lockup? Here's the replay. Now just focus on the Haas. Oh, and there's the lockup. That's the last thing they'll have wanted.
So, carbon copy of the Zhou lockup there.
Use energy.
Yep, copy.
And we can see Felipe having a look at Bottas. I think he's going to get him. He should complete the move around the outside with that battery.
Looks like Aston Martin.
And he
have
does
just
excellent
gained the race
stuff. So
position.
let's put him back into neutral. Let's make sure Freddie doesn't get dropped. And we'll see if we can sneak our way past Ricciardo next. Oh, no, 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 no. God damn it, Freddie.
And that's the lockup.
At least he kept it out of the wall. And now we've got to push to get on the back of Vettel.
Energy if you need it.
Okay, copy.
Okay, so Ricciardo's on mediums. Those tyres are going to be starting to fall away at this point in the Grand Prix. Can we get both of them here? No, we can't, but we can get Norris.
Doing a good job.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Okay, good job.
I'm going to push here. Don't want to get caught out in the DRS again. So we're going to hold position across the line and through turn 1. That's good. Let's go into harvest mode here. Try and recoup a little bit in the first sector. Vesti closing by a couple of tenths on Vettel. But his chance of points, I think, is pretty much over now, unless we get a safety car at an opportune time. Felipe, though, on for another points finish. As things stand. A lot can change. Still 35 laps to go.
Still a lot to play for.
McLaren gain a position.
So we'll retake that position quite comfortably. There we go. Hamilton into the pits. It's the first of the front runners to stop. And he's gone on to his hard. So the mediums are going to start coming in over the next few laps. We are a few laps away. No, we are 13, 14 laps away from our pit stops. And Hamilton comes out just behind Vesti. This might actually help Vesti.
We just need to charge up.
I don't think we're going to have the pace to stay with Hamilton for long, but if we can at least get pulled along a little bit, that will definitely help us. So we'll stick with Freddie for a couple of laps. I want Hamilton to try and make the move before the DRS if possible. Ah, damn it. That's the worst possible place. We should be able to stay in DRS range through here, so it's not too bad. Yeah, we've got it where we need it, which is here.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
No one else in the pits yet. I think lap 19, lap 20 is where we're going to start to see the bulk of the medium tyre runners pit. And this is going to be the all-important sector here for Freddie. Staying with Hamilton through the first sector. His fresh tyres for Hamilton are going to really propel him forward. Need to make sure we stay with him
can use energy. Use energy, you can use energy.
Copy.
I think we just about managed to hang on. Yes, we did. Excellent stuff. Verstappen pits from the lead, as does Sainz and Russell. Is Ricciardo going to pit soon as well? Yes, Ricciardo pits as well. Oh, a whole bunch of cars coming in. How many of these can we jump? We can jump a few thanks to getting that little toe from Hamilton there. We come out behind Russell, but we're ahead of Sainz. Yeah, and these are the all-important corners here. Make sure we stay in the DRS.
Use energy if you need it, use energy.
Yeah, copy.
Excellent stuff. So hopefully Vesti can get pulled forward a bit as Leclerc now pits. He's the last of the medium runners to pit. So it's just the hards to go now. Where's he going to come out? He's going to come out right in front of us. Meanwhile, we're sitting quite comfortably in third at the moment. We've got enough pace to stay ahead of Norris. Oh, no, 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 don't do anything stupid. Yeah, we can stay ahead, no problem at all. Instant lockup. Alright, Gasly's on our backside, so we may as well let Gasly overtake. We'll drop into this train behind. Are we the yellow flag in Sector 2 there, or is that someone else as well? No, it's a Williams. Stroll locking up on turn 12.
Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll. And yes, that's the lockup.
So yeah, we'll stay in this little train here for now. We might come in a lap early or something just to try and get an undercut. We'll see. But we'll try and get our battery recharged.
We're not okay on fuel.
Copy.
Freddie, just down the road, look, you can see he has been pulled up the field a bit, thanks to those few laps behind Hamilton and Russell. He has kind of dropped off a little bit now, which was to be expected, but if Sainz gets past him, then it's another chance for him to get pulled forward a bit. Still ahead of Lewis, bigger picture. I'm ahead of Lewis because I haven't pitted yet. I will drop behind him once I've hit the stops. And there we go, that's Sights getting past Vesti.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
So one thing is definitely happening is that we are going to be completely screwing up the Mercedes and Ferraris in this race. Oh, that's another lockup. He wasn't even pushing.
Let's take a closer look.
Desperately
So
need
this
those
was the Aston
improved
Martin.
brakes. Our drivers are struggling to cope with the new faster car.
They've locked up and gone straight on.
Good.
Yeah, copy.
This is what's going to be our undoing in these opening races, in terms of our quest for points, is just our drivers not having the confidence on the brakes. Part of that's their own braking ability, part of that is the brake cooling on the car. So now I need to start thinking about undercutting. We're scheduled to pit on lap 30, or at the end of lap 30. I might bring them in a lap early. One thing's for sure, I'm going to try and get them both together.
Energy if you need it.
Okay, copy.
Let them work together. See Felipe closing up in the background. The quicker I get them together, the quicker I can get them leapfrogging each other and try and sneak up onto the back of the cars in front of us. Although given that they have both locked up, there is the risk that they actually take each other out if I do that. I think it's worth the risk. It's early in the season, we want to try and get points on the board as quick as we can. We got 3 in Bahrain, let's see if we can pick up a couple more here. Fuel is starting to become an issue.
Save fuel.
Yeah, copy.
I was hoping we'd actually save a bit more as the race was going on, but we haven't really saved that much. We saved, what, 0.6 in half race distance, so we are definitely going to have to fuel save. I was hoping we would save a lot more by just running in slipstreams for long periods of time, but even doing that we weren't saving that much. car isn't particularly fuel efficient at this circuit, it would seem. Hamilton's still not got past Gasly and Alonso. Yeah, that is a bit of a surprise. But again, it just goes to show you how tight the field is and how hard it is to do the overtaking with such a tight field now that they've nerfed the DRS.
Got loads of energy.
Yeah, copy.
We'd be running in third right now if we hadn't had those double lockups of Felipe. We'd be comfortably in third. It's frustrating, but can't do anything about it now. Ricardo is eking up on the back of us. We are losing a lot of time at the moment running these reduced pace laps, but we need to take care of this fuel situation before we get on the mediums. I don't want to have to waste the pace potential of brand new mediums by having to go slow, so I'd rather sort the fuel out before we make the stops. If I can get down to half a lap of fuel deficit, that'll be enough. Ricardo is steamrolling up to us, isn't he? Remind me of my driver contract restrictions. With our first team drivers, we have to honour their contract. We can only replace them when their contract expires. If we choose to, replace them, we could obviously just renew their contract. But we can't renegotiate their contract before their contract ends. So we can't go, oh, he's on a 5-year contract, let's renegotiate that to a 1 year so we can get rid of him at the end of the season. So we've got these two for this season and the next 3 seasons after that as well. With our reserve driver, we can change at any point, but if we want to promote a reserve driver to a race seat, there has to be a vacant race seat. We can't just replace one of our lead drivers while they're under contract. So we've got these two for the entire playthrough of this series, effectively, because we're not going to get 5 seasons worth out of this, I don't think, before the... Well, maybe, we'll see. But it will determine who we bring in as a youth driver. I may change the rules for driver contracts. I may allow us to replace one of our drivers with a youth driver at some point earlier. I'll have a think about it.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
Okay, we're almost there. And I am going to box
Energy's good.
Freddie at the end of this lap.
Box, box.
And then we'll box Felipe next lap. Oh, safety car.
Safety car.
Okay, we're boxing both this lap.
No DRS.
That has just made things so much better for us.
There's been a crash. Let's
It's
have
just a
look.
shame that we had to spend
Now
all those
see the
laps
Williams
running
steer.
slow.
That crash is
Oh,
terrible news for the team.
Big lockup. That's Joe out of the Grand Prix. So expect to see all the hard tyre runners diving into the pits around about now. Perez is in. We're going to see a whole wave of people boxing. Bottas, Norris, Alonso, Gasly, us. Yeah, here we go. They're all coming in. Before they did the unlapping under the safety car updates, you wouldn't have seen that. You wouldn't have seen drivers boxing, ahead of their schedule like this. They would have waited till after the safety car had come in and then pitted on their regular schedule. So we would have gained massive amounts of time on people, but they patched that out, and it's a good thing. It makes it more realistic. So the Alpha's double stacking. We might jump Gasly. I think we did. Yes, we jumped Gasly. So we split the two Alfa Romeos. And now we've got a nice tyre advantage over Magnussen, Vettel, Ocon, Ricciardo, and the cars in front. And the whole field is going to be bunched right up. So Verstappen is now actually vulnerable to his teammate. He's got such a lead. It's all going to disappear. Well, he had such a lead. It's gone. Perez on brand new tyres right on the back of him. Potentially could run away and win this race. We have now joined the safety car queue. Get the feeling the safety car will be in at the end of this lap about to start. We're even going to have a little bit of extra fuel to push with. Although I don't know if I actually will push with the extra fuel. Maybe for the first lap or two. So we need to get past Bottas as quickly as we can to be able to really attack Vettel and Magnussen. We've got the potential here to overtake quite a few cars. It's just, again, it's going to be tricky to overtake with everyone bunched up in the DRS. The longer we stay stuck behind the guys on hard tyres, the worse our chances of actually getting good points finishes becomes, because our tyres will just fall away at a faster rate than the hards, and eventually we'll lose the advantage altogether. Maybe even end up with a tyre deficit. So we need to be quite handy on the restart if we can.
So safety car will be in this lap.
Speaking of.
Sorry.
No saving required.
Copy.
Make sure we get a good restart.
Yeah.
You can use energy.
Yeah, copy.
Oh, we're going to get Gasly. I think, maybe. Yeah, we'll get him on acceleration out the corner. Excellent stuff.
You're in a good place.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
There's no point pushing Felipe while he's stuck behind his teammate.
Save fuel, save fuel.
He just dives in front of his teammate. We'll keep Freddie pushing. Potentially. Felipe is going to push his way through, isn't he?
We just need to charge up.
We'll let him go. Having R2 fight like this is not ideal. We want to be fighting the cars in front. Yeah, Bottas is definitely being held up here. Which isn't great for us, because it means we're getting held up too.
So back off.
Copy.
Let's just protect the tyres a little bit if we can. Seeing as we're stuck at the moment. Magnussen's already dropped off the back of Alonso, so he will be vulnerable now. Which means we can start to punch our way through.
So DRS is enabled now. Got loads of energy.
Copy.
Okay, energy's good.
Copy.
We're only 8.5 seconds off the lead. Which isn't too bad.
Happy to push.
Start increasing our tyre pace again now.
We can push more.
Copy.
It's nothing worse than being stuck behind a fast car with two slow cars fighting in front of that car. Because you can't make a move on the car in front because it's got pace that's comparable to yours, and he can't make a move on the cars in front because they keep blocking him off by going side by side. And all the while we're just starting to drop further and further away from the cars in front. We'll catch them up again very quickly once we get past, but getting past is going to be the tricky bit. We're going to try and force the issue for a lap or so. Alright, we got one of them. Or did we? Yes, we did. We just got one.
That's it.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Let's try and push past the next one. We've got to do this all over again with Drugovich in a minute.
So use energy if you need it.
Copy.
Oh, god damn it. Right. While Freddy's recharging, let's see if we can push Felipe through. Again, we're already starting to run out of laps.
Use energy.
Copy.
Oh, no. They should be trying to overtake, not just... Ugh. I know I've got the pace to get past these guys. This is the frustrating thing. We've got not just the pace to get past these guys, but to easily pull away from them. It's just not being able to complete the move. I really don't want to have to burn tyre paste just to force the move through, but at this rate, it's looking like we might have to.
You can stop, lift and coast.
Yeah, copy.
Okay, happy
Oh,
to
this is
lift and coast.
maddeningly frustrating.
Copy.
Just not able to get into position, and our tyres are just wearing down and wearing down. The laps are ticking away. Just gonna have to go
Use
for it here.
energy.
Yeah, copy.
Gotta find a way through. It's gonna hurt us at the end of the stint, but it's no good having the pace if you can't use it. This is where we need to get that move done. Ah, we're out of battery.
Copy.
And we again, just, oh.
Drop back a bit.
Okay, copy.
This is so annoying. The field is so tight. Even with a better tyres, we're just not able to account for that DRS. Neutralisation. We've got so much more pace than this in the corners, but we can't get by on the straights.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
Nicely done.
Alright, let's get Felipe into a position where he can have a crack.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
If I can just get past one of them. Then I can make the move on the other one pretty straightforward. There we go, Felipe being brave.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Oh, don't do this to me again. Come on.
Save fuel.
Yeah, copy.
I really thought we would have a great chance of getting points, and I've just seen those points fall further and further away from us. We're over 6 seconds off the back of Ocon, and that's not even for points anymore. 10th place.
This is good. Come on.
You've got loads of energy.
Yeah, copy.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
And try and put some more pressure on Magnussen. And we're really going to go for it now against Vettel. Try and just swoop past him as quick as we can with the DRS in this back section, and then just try and hope we stay ahead on the opening straight. There we go. We're through. And we got the DRS as well. Excellent. And Vesti's having a look at Magnussen.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Finally.
Save fuel, save fuel.
Copy.
Alright, now we've got to get Vesti up past Vettel. Oh, it's absolutely tipping it down out there. Oh, that's a brave attempt at an overtake there. That's a very brave attempt. Go on, throw it up the inside. Good lad. Go on, stick it, stick it. Excellent. Beautiful. Alright, we're finally breaking through.
All okay on fuel, so you can do what you want.
We've given up some DRS to do it,
Yeah, copy.
but we should be able to hold him off. Gonna have to empty my battery entirely on this next corner.
We need to charge it, or is
Yeah, copy.
We'll go for a big battery dump there as well. Right, let's try and make sure that Freddie can
Take it easy.
piggyback onto the back of Drugovich now. Get them to both pull away in tandem. We're going to need them to help each other out on these DRS zones if we want to have any chance of catching up to the Alpines, and even then catching. But if we can catch the group in front, we're in a train all the way from third to 10th. So it's going to be really, really tricky to gain any points out of that whatsoever. But we'll do what we can.
we just need to charge up?
Copy.
You can see we've broken away from the cars behind us already. It's also going to make it really hard to actually close the cars in front down because they're lapping to a Ferrari pace rather than their own pace. But that Ferrari is on hards, although their hards are almost as good as our mediums. It's taken us that long to get through. But we're getting some interesting data from these opening couple of races. The overtaking is going to be hard this year. if you don't have a massive advantage on tyres or performance, you're going to be really struggling to get those moves done. And that's not just for us, that's the whole field. It's going to be a very, very tight season, and with limited points positions as well. It's going to be a very tight championship from second downwards. You know, Max has, I think, pretty much got this championship on lockdown. The Ferraris don't have the pace. Neither do the Mercedes.
5 to go.
So Red Bull are going to, as things currently stand, Red Bull are probably going to walk the constructors. And you would imagine Max is going to walk the drivers. Of course, a lot can change with car development over the season, but just look at the gap between Leclerc and Perez. It's 15 seconds. As those two are side by side. Perez on the mediums, Verstappen on the hards, but he's not been able to pull away from his teammate. And you have to assume that Max is going to have enough left in the tank to actually retake the position. We're the second fastest on the grid right now, behind the Red Bulls.
4 laps to go.
We've got more pace than the cars in front of us, all the way up to Hamilton, who's now taken third place. It's just taken us far too long to get in a position where we can use it, unfortunately. I was worried that this would be an issue going into this Grand Prix, and it has unfortunately come to pass. Next circuit's going to be a bit different, I think. You normally see huge swings in performance at Melbourne. But again, now that we're in clear air, I'm encouraged by the signs of the pace that our drivers are able to pull out. So as the season progresses, as the car gets stronger, as our drivers get better, they are going to be fighting for points more consistently than they are at the moment. There's the traffic in front. We haven't got enough laps left to do anything about it, but we are closing.
Yeah, copy.
There's a big accident up front though, that wipes a couple. It's going to wipe out potentially quite a few cars. And that might be enough for us to sneak a point, or even if just cars get pinged with a broken wing or something. If they don't pit, they're going to be slow and we're going to get past them. If they do pit, they're going to move out of the way and we're going to get past them. We've got some battery, we could use it to catch up, but if we do that, we're not going to have any pace to actually do anything when we get caught up. Ocon's dropping off the back. Is he vulnerable? Maybe. but it's not for points anymore, so there's no point pushing for 10th.
Two laps to go.
Again, you can see the only cars faster than us are the two Red Bulls. That's encouraging. There's a tyre performance issue regarding that, so there is an asterisk over pure pace. You can see a big chunk of cars in front of us, all on the hard tyres. But our mediums are pretty shot, so. It's just a shame that safety car came out when it did, in some respects. It bunched the field back up again, which in one thing was good, but it's also ruined our race in another way, because we just could not get past Magnussen and Vettel for the longest time. To the point that our tyres were pretty much gone by the time we're in a position to actually use them. A frustrating race, to be sure.
This will be last lap.
May as well go for it on the last lap.
Used energy.
Copy.
No saving required.
Copy.
You can stop, lift and coast.
Okay, copy.
There we go. Max wins. No, Perez wins. Yeah, did not see that happening.
Perez has crossed the line first.
So 11th and 12th, disappointing result, but
So let's check the flags.
there are some promising signs in that result, despite the positional finish. You know, 11th and 12th at this stage of the season last year would have been fantastic. We know we've got the pace to do more. It's just, given how tight the field is right now, getting those overtakes done in a train is nearly impossible. If we can get cars isolated, we can get past them. It's just getting them isolated. That's going to be the tricky thing. So there we go. There's the race order. Perez does sneak the win in the end by less than a tenth of a second from Max. Good result for Charles Leclerc, gaining 5 places there. Hamilton up to 4th. He just misses out on his podium. I can hear Farah cheering. Russell down a couple of places. Sainz down a couple of places. The McLarens are looking strong. You know, 6th and 7th. 7th and 8th. That's a double points finish for them. 3 points. Alpines have improved in this race. We would have beaten them under normal racing conditions, but that safety car leaving us trapped for so long did us no favours whatsoever. And then the only non-finisher was Zhou with that crash that brought out the safety car. Into the Drivers' Championship, we stay 6th with Felipe. Freddie's still yet to score. But yeah, very tight at the top, because the points are so much smaller this season. Only 10 points for a win. And in the Constructors, we are jumped by McLaren, who are up to 5 points. Red Bull already with a 16-point lead. Doesn't sound like a lot, but with these points, that is quite a big points gap. Ferrari, only 13 points. That's less than you would expect for them at this point in the season. No wins yet for Ferrari, just the one podium. We still get good experience points from our drivers, even though we didn't get many successful overtakes. We got a few. We got a lot of successful defending, an exceptional race for Freddie, and an exceptional race, believe it or not, for Felipe as well. He was very good at overtaking, 14 overtakes. So they managed to get a lot of experience points, and they have both gained another development point, which is crucial for their development. We achieved our sponsorship objectives. Kept our streaks alive as well. Our helipad's now refurbed, so we'll get a bit more cash going forward. So once again, we're going to boost Freddie's braking, and with Felipe, we're going to work on his cornering. Do we have any points for our staff yet? No, we do not, but we do now have a nice big chunk of cash, and we can work on a new part. So let's see. We've done, in terms of major upgrades, we've done a front wing, which is being worked on right now. We've done a rear wing and an underfloor. Yeah, sorry, just resisting the urge to sneeze here. So we could do... oh no, we haven't done an underfloor yet. We have yet to do our first underfloor. I thought we'd done one. Let me just double check. Yeah, we're still on the original underfloor that we developed at the start of the season, so that's going to be our next major upgrade. I'll have to amend that in the breakdown in the video description. Remove that. So the underfloor will be our next major upgrade. We've got to wait just under a month for the next ATR period, and that's going to be what we'll work on as soon as that drops. So what can we work on in the meantime? We could do another rear wing. That would give us a nice speed boost. A bit of a boost to our acceleration, improve our DRS top speed quite nicely as well. Would also improve our dirty air performance, which will be important. What about if I tweak? The airflow. I think we kind of need to really focus on improving the airflow on the rear wing. Maximize just how much downforce we can generate when we're trailing cars. That will help us with the overtaking as well. We can stay closer to them. So we'll go for that. How long is that going to take? I've got 3 engineers. Is that all I've got? 3 engineers. If I go 45 days, that will drop in time for Barcelona. If I don't rush it, I'll get more expertise if we do another rear wing afterwards. That'll be 67 days. And that'll drop in time for Baku. Hmm. "73 days. That will drop in time for Baku with only 2 engineers. That means I can throw another engineer at one of my other parts. Yeah, let's do that. So, let's have a look at our existing projects. So this is going to take 11 more days to do, and the Australian Grand Prix is going to be in 11 days. I think I've got 5 engineers on this right now. 25 days is going to be in time for Imola. Adding an extra engineer will take 2 days off that. When's the next ATR period? I forgot to look. It's in 20-something days, I think. So let's see. That is 7, 14, 21, 28 days till the next ATR period. So there's no need to rush. It's not going to come in and into effect until after Imola. Yeah, we'll hold off on that extra engineer. We'll keep him in reserve. Board have high confidence in our leadership. That is always very good to see. What do they actually think of that result? They were delighted with it. I'm pleased with that. We're on target for our season objective of 7th. We're in 5th right now. Unfortunately, we couldn't tick off another Grand Prix with points, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's see. What else can we do? Nothing else. No points for our staff. Got 11 days to the next Grand Prix, so let's kick on. Got a regulation vote coming up very, very soon. We're low on stock on chassis and suspensions, but 3 of each is fine. Not worried about getting an extra side pod. They never seem to get damaged. What are the reg changes for this season? Or going in for next season? Low speed downforce and high speed downforce. Where are we stronger? Where are we weaker? Let's have a look. Andrew Green is not really very good at anything. Alessandro is pretty balanced across all 3. And our car is pretty balanced across all 3. So I don't really think it matters which way round we go on this one. Let's try and be tactical here. Let's take a look at our team, our opponents, see where their strengths and weaknesses are. So let's take a look at Ferrari. They're better in low speed than they are in high speed, and they've signed Jared Murphy to replace Tondi, and he is very good at low speed, so we might go high speed for that. There's not much point looking at Red Bull, we're nowhere near them. Mercedes, they're not so good in the high speed. So it's looking like high speed is what we're gonna be going for. Alpine, Yeah, their aero isn't amazing. Alpha, they're going to struggle with high speed. Who else can we look at? We've got more than enough pace for the Haas's. Let's take a look at the McLarens. Yeah, the McLarens have got a good aero this season. We're going to go on high speed, I think. There we go. Let's get the new chassis on the car. I'm going to go with 3 just in case we wreck one. We've got the funds. So let's fit that to the car. It's not going to give us a much of an improvement in terms of performance, but it is going to improve our engine cooling a little bit more. So that's where we stand at the end of this section. Going into the next race, we've actually lost a bit of performance on the medium speed. That might be down to our chassis change. It might just be down to upgrades for other teams. Our top speed has dropped a little bit more as well compared to the rest of the field. But you can see our engine cooling now is looking a bit more respectable. We've gone from 17th to 15th, now to 13th with those last 2 upgrades. So that is good. We can start another part. Let's go ahead and see. 17 days until the next big upgrade is going to be able to be started. So we'll do a small one. We'll do another suspension. Just try and improve our brake cooling a little bit more. And we can get that done in 18 days, which will be in time for Miami, and will allow us to start our underfloor before Miami as well. So there we go. And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight. So I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get the result we were hoping for. We missed out on points, getting stuck for all those laps behind Magnussen and Vettel. Certainly ruined our chance of points. But we had pace once we got past them, which is always encouraging. We do still need a lot of work to do with our drivers. The car is looking a lot better this season, and with a few tweaks and with a brand new underfloor, we could be very competitive in the middle stint of the season, going into the second half of the season. So keeping my fingers crossed that we will definitely see some improvement this year over last year. So we'll be back tomorrow with some more F1 Manager Challenge mode. So until then, thanks for watching. I'm Jibob, and I will see you very soon.